So after Boruto chapter 72 dropped, we did see Momoshiki make an appearance, and it has me thinking just what is going to happen with Boruto in the future. Momoshiki once again has told Boruto that he will lose everything very soon, and the moment of Boruto losing it all is rapidly approaching. While we as an audience may not know or understand how Boruto will theoretically lose it all, the fact that Momo keeps pressing this urgent matter again and again shows you that this day is coming very soon. Now in anime terms, soon can mean 5 minutes or 3 years depending on the context. Hell, Ikimoto even said that the Boruto timeskip would be coming soon back in December of 2020, and we're still going hard in Boruto part 1 almost 2 years later. What's crucial here is that the day that Boruto loses it all, whether that means he sees Konoha being destroyed and loses his friends and family, Boruto shall despair. According to Momoshiki, Boruto will go through a very traumatic event soon enough to the point that he will lose his will to live. Boruto is going to reach the lowest of lows where he would not even want to even live anymore, and with this happening, Boruto will be pushed to not even exist in the same worlds as his contemporaries. And when that moment happens, Momoshiki will take over and live as Boruto Uzumaki. And even though Momoshiki cannot resurrect anymore due to him reviving Boruto earlier in the arc, that's just not a problem for him anymore. In fact, just by being able to take over Boruto's body will yield the same result, which is of course to feed Kawaki to the Ten Tails and harvest Earth's chakra fruit. While this is a good plan, Code has split the Ten Tails into an army and is most likely going to attack the village in the next couple of chapters. However, since Momoshiki's prophecy seems to be coming into fruition very soon, Code will probably be the one who forces Boruto to lose it all, since he is at his maximum power with a Ten Tails army beside him. Not only that, Code is probably stronger than everyone in the Leaf Village individually and would probably beat up Boruto, Kawaki, Naruto, and Sasuke, and the other shinobi in the village as well. And if I'm just being honest here, I really don't see how anyone in the Leaf can beat Code, considering that Code is at max power and is stronger than a full power Jigen. And with the fact that nobody in the village is even close to Jigen's power level to begin with, and as well as having a 10-tailed army that we really don't know how strong they truly are, it's pretty evident that these 10-tailed humanoids can cause tons of damage to the village, on top of probably being able to kill plenty of people. But besides that point, I think what makes Momoshiki's dialogue so scary is the fact that Momo is ready to crush Boruto's soul and destroy his will to live. Once Boruto goes through and basically becomes depressed from life itself, Momoshiki will come in and take over Boruto's body for good, essentially throwing Boruto's mind and soul into a jail and throwing the key away for the rest of eternity. The will to live is something that Boruto has deeply running through his veins from Naruto, but what if one day he just doesn't have it? Sure, Boruto has shown moments of bravery such as teleporting Ishiki out of the village, or almost stabbing himself in the throat with a kunai, or even letting Kawaki put a hole in his chest to stop Momoshiki. But the moment that Boruto loses his will to keep moving forward is the day that Momoshiki will win. This isn't a physical battle anymore with losing chakra in fear that Momo will manifest and destroy shit. It's become a mental battle now. Whose will to live will be the deciding factor on who gets to live as Boruto. Will it be Boruto or will it be Momoshiki? And it's the matter of when, not if Momoshiki awakens, that will destroy Boruto's mind in the future. What makes this so dangerous is that since Boruto is now 100% Otsutsuki, Momoshiki has the best vessel an Otsutsuki can possibly have. His vessel is literally another Otsutsuki to begin with, which makes Boruto not your average human being. We know that all Otsutsuki tend to have prolonged lifespans compared to humans, as Kaguya lived for thousands of years without consuming another chakra fruits or by being killed off, as well as with the fact that Ishiki Otsutsuki lived inside of Jigen's body for thousands of years as well. This means that yes, Boruto will live for a very long time, and not just your average 80 years that a human lives for, but I would say that Boruto could easily live for more than a couple hundred years. That's what makes Momoshiki's words so deadly. Whenever Momoshiki has the chance to take over Boruto's body, and when he has the chance to throw Boruto's will to live away into a corner, who's really gonna save Boruto? The only person who can really stop this from happening is Boruto himself, but at the same time he has to make sure that he doesn't lose his will to live, because the day it does happen, Boruto may not be able to control his body for years. In fact, the next time we see Borushiki, what if Boruto doesn't take the form of Momoshiki to begin with? He's a pure Otsutsuki now, and we know every time Momoshiki takes form of Boruto's body, we do see a horn and Momo's Byakugan in Boruto's right eye. Now that he's Otsutsuki, there may be a chance that Momoshiki can take over and no one will be able to recognize it to begin with. However, Boruto does have a scar in the future, so I do imagine that someone does give him that scar, especially if Momoshiki does take over, and every time Momo does take over, Boruto has to harm himself to stop Momoshiki from rampaging in the village, or just hurting anybody in general. I do think Kishimoto will go down this route with Momoshiki taking over Boruto's body for good and creating this inner struggle for both characters. I feel like Boruto as a character hasn't really explored the inner feelings that he has thoughts when dealing with Momoshiki, since Boruto is always so upbeat and positive. And as Mitsuki states in Boruto chapter 72, no matter what happens, Boruto will always be Boruto. Nothing will ever change his outlook in life, and I really hope we get to see more inner scenes between Momoshiki and Boruto just like this in the future, especially once Boruto loses his will to live to Momoshiki, where Momo will live as Boruto for a period of time. No one is really gonna have the power to stop him except for Kawaki. We did see that Kawaki and Momoshiki were relative to each other when they were fighting, so I definitely do think that another rematch is going to happen very soon. And also, this may paint Boruto as a quote-unquote villain, as Momo taking over Boruto's body will mean destruction and chaos. Momoshiki is a sucker for destroying things and killing a lot of people because he just has no regard for human life. So I definitely do see Momoshiki bodying a lot of people just for the sake of it, which would put a target on Boruto's back. And even though the 5 Kage will understand that it's Momoshiki who's killing a lot of people and not just Boruto, they will have no choice but to hunt down and kill Boruto, since Momoshiki and Boruto are basically stuck as one. However, will anyone in the 5 nations outside of Kawaki be able to fight a 100% Otsutsuki Borushiki to begin with? A deep-powered stage mode Naruto almost died to a 82% Borushiki with a massive Rasengan, and now that Borushiki is even more powerful now, I don't even think the Kages will be able to handle him at all. In fact, he might even be more stronger than Fusion Momoshiki to begin with. However, that's still up to contention among many fans, but I do want to say that now that Momoshiki basically can just take over Boruto's body, this is a very similar situation to Jigen and Ishiki. We know that when Ishiki almost died to Kaguya, he did take over Jigen's body, where he did live inside of his body for thousands of years. However, the difference is that Ishiki was controlling Jigen's brain, when while this was happening, Jigen was still alive for thousands of years. While with Boruto and Momoshiki, Momoshiki isn't physically inside of Boruto's body, but spiritually he is. This is a soul for soul battle, and even though it really isn't similar to Ishiki slash Jigen, the one thing that does make it somewhat similar is the fact that Momoshiki may pull a Jigen this time around. He may actually be able to just control Boruto's body, with Boruto not being able to do anything at all. And I just want to say that I am very excited for the next time we do see Borushiki, because the next time we do see it, it may be for a very long time. Because in the past 3 instances that we've seen Borushiki come out, Momoshiki has always been rampaging just for a little bit. It's only been for a chapter or 2. It isn't prolonged for a very long time. So if Momoshiki does come out the next time, I do imagine that Kishimoto is going to become very ambitious with this transformation. I think this is going to become more of a permanent thing than a temporary transformation. I think Momoshiki will have much more control over Boruto's body, knowing that Boruto really can't do anything about it except for him to die. And Momoshiki did state that he does not want Boruto to be killed because he is his precious vessel, and the end goal of Momoshiki is going to be the same thing even if he can't resurrect anymore. So overall, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. How do you feel about Momoshiki's dialogue in Boruto chapter 72? Personally, for me, I was very excited to read this part of the chapter. In fact, it was my favorite part of the chapter, and I'm really hoping we get to see more of these interactions in the future, because honestly, I just want to see more inner dialogue between Momo and Boruto to begin with. Going deep into his inner thoughts and monologue, just like what happened in this chapter, is something that I really hope we get more of. So overall, just let me know what you think about that, and let me know how strong do you think Borushiki will become in the future, especially once we get to the time skip. But I definitely do want to say that Boruto will find a way to outdo Momoshiki. This isn't a physical battle anymore. This is soul versus soul. Who can fight for Boruto's body to begin with? And even though Momoshiki is going to cause a lot of damage in the future, Boruto will definitely have to find a way to fight for his own body back. That's just crazy when I think about it, man. So let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.